I am discussing about the class 12 Geography NCERT Chapter 1 The Nature and the Scope of Geography. In this chapter, it's discussed about the nature of the geography. The geography is divided into two, that's the physical geography and the human geography. In the physical geography, it describes about the physical environment only. In the human geography, it's a relationship between the physical and the human world. That's the environment and the human beings, the relationship between the human geography is described by famous persons, that is two famous persons at the Ratzel and the Sample were described about the human geography. The Ratzel said that the human geography is the synthetic study of relationship between the human societies and the earth surface. That is simply the relationship between the human societies and the earth surface only. The LNC is a symbol. He described that the human geography is the study of the changing relationship between the unresting man and the unstable earth. That is the relationship between the man and the earth. At man, which is unresting, and the earth is unstable one. Then the nature of human geography. That's the same thing. That's the interrelationship between the physical environment and the socio-cultural environment created by human beings through mutual interaction with each other. Okay, the relationship between the physical environment and the human beings with the mutual interaction with each other. The next one is the physical geography includes the everything, that is the landform, soil, climate, etc. in the environment itself. This physical environment is modified by the human beings. That's all we know. That's the human beings. With the help of the human beings, the physical environment can be modified. The naturalization of human and the humanization of the human is the next topic. That the human beings were able to develop technology after they developed better understanding of natural laws. That is, after getting a better understanding about the natural laws, they developed the technologies. For example, the concept of friction and heat helped us to discuss the fire. That is, with the help of this interaction, that the friction and the heat help help us to develop the technology as the fire. Likewise, several another technologies are there. The laws of aerodynamics to develop faster planes. Several things are there. These are the two small examples. The level of technology was very low at the primitive time. As we all know about that, at the primitive time there is no technologies are there. The technologies are started at that time. No, not started. Very low technologies are there in the primitive times. Only the natural force is the uh, bigger one. The type of interaction at that time, the primitive human beings, the interaction between the environment and the human beings, that is known as the environmental determinism. That is at that time the strong force of nature. The nature was a strong force. These uh, human beings think that the nature is the most powerful one, and it is known as the environmental determinism. That is, environment determines. As the time passes, the human beings start to realize the environment and the forces of nature. It's a real thing. The forces of nature and the environmental forces, everything the human beings realized that, and the nowadays the human activities are the imprints of human activities are everywhere. This is termed as the possibilism. Then first of all, the environmental determinism, thereafter the possibilism. The last one is the geographer Griffith Taylor introduced neo-determinism, or its another name is stop and go determinism. Okay. stop and go determinism. That is the concept reflect in between the determinism and possibilism. Concept in between these two. That is, determinism is the absolute necessity. And that is, it's neither a situation of absolute necessity nor the condition of absolute freedom. Absolute freedom means the possibilism. In between these two, the stop and go determinism goes. Then human geography through the corridors of time. The human geography goes through time by time nature. First of all, the colonial period, and the first period where the exploration and description. The assumption was the exploration and description. That is, the at that time the trade interest and imperial trade interest prompted prompted discovery and exploration of new areas for the trade and other things. They prompted the discovery of the new things. uh, Under this colonial period, there is another one is the regional analysis. At this first time, there is no aware of these all part are under earth. There is no awareness about this earth, where idea of all regions were part of a whole earth in this regional analysis period. In 1930s, through the interwar period, 1930s, the areal differentiation is there. That is, the focus was on identifying the uniqueness of any region and understanding how and why it was different. That is, the uniqueness. Every region has, they realized that every region has a uniqueness and understanding why it is different. In the 1930s period, in 1950s and 60s, the spatial organization. The mission was the spatial organization that's marked by use of computers and the sophisticated tools, software tools. It leads to the quantitative revolution. At that period, the quantitative revolution is there. Then in 1970s, the emergence of humanistic, radical, and behavioral schools. There is the emergence of three new schools of thought of human geography. Thought of human geography in the 1970s. In 80s, post modernism. It's a post modernization, that is, it is in the peaks in geography, that the grand generalization and applicability of universal theories. That is, in the backward period, there is only the theories on anything, but in 1980s, there is the applicability of all the theories. In fields of human geography, there are several fields of human geography. Is social geography, urban political, population, settlement, economic geography. These all have the subtypes, subfields also. That's all.